Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode. I'm playing with the dogs in the yard for a little bit, but then we're going to tackle putting in a door stop on the van sliding door. It's been one thing that we've been very annoyed with on trips that we go. Anytime you're on a little bit of a hill, the door slides completely open when you're hoping it just slides halfway. So we're going to figure out where that door will be to only open halfway so that we don't have to worry about it anymore. So follow along, and I hope you enjoy this video. So if you watched our last live stream, we talked about getting the van stuck in the backyard. As you can see, it's been sunny the last 2 days now, but it rained nonstop for a week. It is just mud. There are giant spots where the tire had got stuck. This is one of those real low spots here, with Q's hair, of course. This is where we had the problem getting through the gate, and it was actually this bolt here when this gate is turned out that we had the issue. We can get through this gate just fine with the mirrors collapsed in. It is nearly a perfect fit for the ProMaster, so if you're not straight on, it can be an issue. Leave a comment below if you've ever had a problem getting stuck or getting into a skinny space like this. All right, let's get to the project. So the main reason we're gonna do this is so those times where you're trying to just get in the van really quick, grab a quick item, you know, whether it be something out of your fridge, a tool, whatever it be, you want to be able to just leave the door there and it not fall. We're parked on our driveway, which is a little bit of a slant, so you know, now I have to worry about getting in, having the door shut all the way, and then that can be a very annoying task to shut the door from, especially inside. So this is the item. It's basically just an aluminum machine piece with a little bit of a dip for where the wheel is rolling in your track, so this slides into this and stops in this spot. So I'm going to show you how to attach this today. So the first thing that we have to do is figure out where we want the door to stop. My plan is to basically have the door flush with our kitchenette. So normally you want to do this with a friend because obviously it's a little bit hard to make sure the door stays in spot, but Katie is out on a hike today, so I don't have her to help, and I'd rather not call a friend over during COVID times. As you can see, here is the wheel that goes in the rail. Come over then with your Sharpie. We make a little mark where that wheel is so that we can center that dip for the wheel. And then you want to put a little Sharpie line on the rail, which this is dirty enough that I can see right where it is. So as long as we're cleaning all of it off forward, we'll know exactly where to line it up because we'll have that rail kind of dirty in the back just to make sure that we know where it is. So the next step is they send you a little scoring pad. It's a 3M scoring pad. So you just want to score where this piece is going to be sitting. So you can kind of get a feel for how long it is by putting it in there, and then just score that edge. You want to try to keep it pretty much in line with where it's going to be underneath it so that you're not marking up too much on that rail and making it ugly. And then you want to score the back side that will be adhering to that rail as well. As you can see, it just kind of marks it up a little bit. You don't want to go too crazy on it. Just that a little bit of abrasion will help the JB Weld adhesive that we have, epoxy adhesive, stick better. So next up, they send you with a couple alcohol wipes. So I open one up. You want to make sure to clean off both the bottom of the stop, and then do your best not to touch the bottom because it is getting the grease off. That's the main goal, is to get all of the grease off so that the adhesive will stick. And then clean off the whole area that that piece is going to be sitting in, making sure that you don't mark off or wipe off your Sharpie mark. They actually send 2 alcohol wipes so that later on we can wipe off that Sharpie mark after we get everything attached. All right, our next step is to mix the JB Weld. It's epoxy resin, so there's like a hardener, and I can't remember, this is called steel, but basically when they mix within a few hours, they're set, and you know, they take about 24 hours to completely cure. We're gonna go ahead and mix these, and then we want a nice, very thin coverage on this aluminum track. You want about the same amount. See how it's becoming a nice gray? That's exactly what we're looking for. So then you want to just get, like I said, just a very minimal amount. You want to have it on the whole entire surface, of course, but not so much that when you're pushing it, it will push out of the edges. They give you a little popsicle stick. Just trying to figure out the best way to do this. I should have gloves. Like I said, do your best to cover the whole surface. All right, so you got that piece. Figure out where your line is. You want to make sure you're marking it right in the middle of that. Centering it nicely with the track. Giving it a nice firm press down. And then you can grab your other alcohol wipe. Making sure to clean up everything that's left over, and it will help take some of that epoxy off as well. So as you can see kind of where that wheel goes. It's dead center with that piece, and on the back side as well. So you want to make sure this is nice and centered so that that wheel will roll right up of it, sit inside that divot, so that'll stop your door where you want it to stop, and then if you want, you can roll it on past it as well. We're gonna have to give it 24 hours at least to cure. I'll probably give it 2 days because it's a little bit cooler. I think the high today is 49, 50, but nighttime temperatures are getting down into the 30s, sometimes even the 20s. So definitely want to make sure that that cures before we move the door, because if that wheel were to hit this, it could move it, break it off, all that. One of the things too that the company talks about is how these are not completely permanent. So if in the future you ever were to want to remove it, you can use like a razor blade or something that you can get up underneath it, cut that epoxy away, and kind of just scrape it off a little bit. So if you were to want to move it at some point, change it up, get rid of it altogether, you definitely could. I'll have a link to this down below, so if you're interested in it, definitely check that out. I think it's a worthwhile investment, so we'll be looking forward to using it soon. It has been 2 days to let that set, so it should be pretty good. Obviously that's the exact spot that we wanted it to be stopped. It is nice and firm in there, so I think even on a decent slope, it would be a good stopping point. It is really firm, so you have to really push it to get it out of that track. And then getting it back into that track is kind of difficult. But then once it's passed, good to go. That's exactly what we wanted. Like, as you saw earlier in the video, the door was completely sliding open, and now it is not. Sweet. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell to be notified as we post new content. Lots more van build stuff coming your way, and a few more trips coming up, so we will see you then. Bye guys.